Hey, welcome back to Five Lakes Garage. And again, we're not in the garage right now because we're out here. We're going to do a little bit of outdoor stuff and we're going to go ahead and set up the garden. It is May, mid-May. And yes, I have a jacket on because it was 40 some degrees this morning. We had a lot of rain yesterday, so the ground is nice and soft. Might be a little bit too soft, but I got to get it done because, hey, I'm going to be going next week. All right, one thing that we're actually going to be doing is actually trying to make this thing as least maintenance as possible. And so what we're going to do is be able to water it with a watering barrel. I do have one downspout right over here that actually should be able to fill this up without a big problem. And then I'm going to hook up onto the bottom of it a regular old soaker hose. Now the soaker hose you can actually put it on top, but what we're going to do is actually make our mounds, like put our soaker hose down, make our mounds on top of it, so when the water comes through the watering bucket, we'll crack the nozzle and then it will constantly feed water to our plants. So it would help a little bit, and I don't have to sit there and water it all the time. All right, so it has been a little bit, so I'm going to have to use the front tine tiller to actually till up all the ground. We did extend the garden out a little bit, so this ground here is going to be a little bit, excuse me, it's going to be a little bit hard. We got some conditioner soil to actually put in here to actually condition a little bit and actually make it good. So anyway, I got to go around the strawberry plants because we're going to see if they will keep growing and keep producing. So anyway, kick back, relax, and let me get this thing tilled in. All right, we got everything tilled in. Actually, the soil looks great. It is nice and dark, and that's the way we want it. The reason why it is that kind of dark is because we kind of condition it pretty much every year. We have a composter over here that we just, everything, all the scrap food that we have inside that comes out here. Now, a couple things that you don't really want to put into a garden would be dog poop. It's too much protein. There's not enough vitamins in there for the actual garden itself. We throw that over into the field. Cow manure, stuff like that is a little bit better. But anyway, so now what we got to do now is actually get ready for the final till. Now we tilled it up, but it's not quite there. So what we're going to need is a hoe, regular hard rake, and to finish it off, to get all the nasty grass that I just tilled up, I got a fan rake. So yeah, try to get as much grass out as you can, because if you do it now, it's a lot easier. If you wait till later, it's going to grow again, grow roots, and then it's going to be a lot harder. So just go ahead and get all your organic stuff out of the soil, especially the grass, because we have some sort of Bermuda centipede mix that gets into everything. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and clean this out, and then we will get onto the water barrel. Don't know, that's what you're waiting for anyway. All right, so we got a rain barrel in place. Sorry, I had a camera problem, so I didn't cover everything else. But all I really did was actually take my hoe and go down to the bottom and actually made everything flat. Now, since we just tilled this area, a lot of it's not going to be very sturdy. So you grab yourself a tamper and then get a big old arm because you're tapping the crap out of it. And then I went ahead and put some cinder block up there. Here, take a look. So you can see I got cinder block, and then I got flat block, and then I have this guy right here. Now this has to be in on level ground, sturdy, because if it's not sturdy, it's just going to fall over. Now this is, I don't know, let's just say it's 50 gallons. I don't know, it could be. And at 8.5 pounds a gallon, you can do the math. It's like 450 pounds, something like that. It's going to be heavy. So we don't want this thing tipping over. So nice and sturdy. It is level. Went ahead and grabbed my level here, and it is pretty much on the money. Look at that. All right, so I do have it raked back just a little bit towards the wall, but that's going to be okay. So now the next step would actually be to go ahead and put my soaker hose down and actually bury that, and I'm going to show you that here in just one second. But while we're over here with this guy, all right, what we're going to do is actually cut this somewhere in this section here. Now they do sell Wise, where it has like a little valve that you can go back and forth. Pretty much what I'm going to do is actually just cut it. I might put some of the black corrugated pipe on it and just funnel it over here so it actually goes in here. Now one thing I do recommend is highly is make sure that your screen works. You know, make sure it is not broken or anything like that, because debris gets in here, it's going to clog up your spout, and you're not going to be able to get any water out. So anyway, that's almost ready to go. All right, now I'm gonna go find Steph and see what she has to plant in here, because then that will dictate whether or not it's a mound or a row. Zucchini, stuff like that, it's usually in a mound. Pumpkins in a mound. Everything else usually in a row. So I'm gonna go find that out, and then we're gonna bring it back, and then we're gonna go ahead and make some mounds. All right, so we have swept everything out. We actually used some soil conditioner because this stuff over here has some clay in it. I just picked up some local stuff from Home Depot. Also took the compost, spread that out, and tilled that in. So you might find an eggshell or two, but hey, it's going to decompose and actually add nutrients for your plants. But now we're actually into the point of actually doing our water. So if you look over there in the corner, I have my water barrel and I have the soaker hose connected to the end of it. Now I'm actually making a row, sweeping it around, looks like a giant snake, and I'm just burying it. Now, if you lay it down on the ground and then use the hoe and just bury it down, little piece at a time, and it goes in nice and flat because this stuff's been in a coil for a really long time. All right. So once I actually get on one side, I'm going to go back and go the other side, and it's actually going to make the mound twice as big. Now the hose should stay right in the middle because you're digging down and piling up at the same time. So should be, oh, get all your other trash out of here too. Anyway, we should be good to go. I'm going to keep going around here, and then we're going to do some mounds over there for some pumpkins and maybe some zucchini, and we should be ready to go. So give me a few minutes. All right, the garden is pretty much done. This actually setup is working out pretty decently. As you can see, I just went ahead and cut the downspout, and I went ahead and relocated the bracket. It was down there, now it's up here, so it'll keep it nice and sturdy. And then I just took some black corrugated pipe that I had laying around. They do sell actual Ys and diverters and stuff like that. Yeah, we don't have any, but this is what we got, so this is what we're going to use. So the water's going to come down here and go into our bucket, and then you control the amount of water actually going out by opening or closing your valve. You can just leave it open, leave it cracked, and it'll just constantly water everything, and everything will be fantastic. We hope. We're going to find out. All right, coming out of the hose, going into our mound, up and around the mound, coming back in, back out, and back out, and then we have a couple of mounds over there for our other vegetables. So you can actually put plastic over this to actually keep the weeds down. We've done that in years past, and it did okay for a little while, but then it was kind of a pain in the butt at the end of the year trying to pull it all up. It just kind of made a big mess. So we're just gonna let it go. Maybe we'll come out here and pick weeds. I don't know, we'll find out. Anyway, check out all the other stuff, and we'll do another one at the end of the season and let you know how the garden went. But get out there and make your own stuff. Make it easy on yourself. Later.